You know what innovators do? Innovators sit back and say, okay, the world has changed and the kids are in a different place. And I'm prepared to reach out to them in the space in which they live. I'm prepared to begin thinking about possibly using text messaging services as a means of providing them access to information as they're trying to deal with some difficult emotional trauma as their parents are deployed. I'm prepared, to think extremely differently in terms of the information resources that I would make available to them and the manner in which I would make that availability occur. Because I know they live in a very different space. I'm prepared to challenge the fundamental assumptions and habits that I've developed in terms of putting together those outreach programs for those teens, to do them in new and different ways, because I recognize there's absolutely extreme velocity in the world in which we live today. Innovators do this by adapting to the fact that customers are changing. If I go into retail organizations, I go into manufacturing companies, everywhere I go, everybody's talking about what do we do to keep up with a customer who is changing so fast and so furious. And your customers are the kids, your customers are also the parents. Out there in the corporate sector, we've got insurance companies who are, trying to use the web to reach out and provide information on complex financial decisions. The purchasing of life insurance, the purchasing of car insurance, personal financial planning. How do we utilize the web to provide them the information they need to make complex decisions? And think about your other form of customer. Think about what is happening with what people have come to call Mom 3.0. Think about a new mother who's on a base. She's 25 years old. You think about the context of what she does day to day when she is looking for information on how to raise her child, when she is looking for information on what do I do in terms of discipline, what she is doing when there is an illness with one of her kids. Where is she turning to? Well, the numbers are kind of staggering. In America today, 65% of mothers use 5 or more forms of technology each and every day. More than 40% of American mothers have their own Facebook page. And they're on Facebook interacting with their friends. My child has a situation, my child has an issue. We've got something going on. What would you advise? What would you advise that I do? 35% of American moms have access to blog in the last week. 64% now regularly watch YouTube videos during the week because video is becoming the new means to quickly access this absolute flood of information which exists in our world today. 15% of them maintain their own blog. They're blogging on a regular basis. And you put that in the context of what moms do and what dads do. 93.6 say that they regularly seek the advice of others when dealing with complex or difficult situations, and 97% provide that advice to others if asked. You think about that in terms of outreach. You think about that in terms of the architecture of your information. You think about what you're doing in terms of we're putting recreation programs out there. And you think about that in the context of where the moms are and where they're looking for that information. The world is going online faster than we think. And what are we doing? Are we doing what is necessary to reach out to them in the spaces in which they live? Have we been aggressive enough in utilizing a flood of technologies, to reach out and provide these services and provide these information resources to them in the manner to which they've become accustomed? Or are we shackled down by legacy, by the fact that it's been a little bit difficult in the military, given security issues and all those things that come with living on a base? But do we now need to begin challenging ourselves to do more, to do it faster, to try to do new things, because the numbers are absolutely overwhelming and compelling?